I'm a lizard king. I can do anything.
It's just the intro. My retainers are in, and this is the vlog. What?
Is this about the Doors?
Hmm?
Where they got their name from?
No.
It's from a famous book.
What book?
It's your quiz to figure it out, and then you can share it on the vlog.
This is the book.
All right, let's go.
Oh, that looks cool.
So many of their songs I played when I was young. I was like in 7th or 8th grade, and then one would come on like this, and I'd be like, "What the heck is this?"
Jim Morrison was on drugs the whole time when he did this.
I always felt like this was his poetry, and his band members would just play with it like, "Okay, Jim, sounds good." But without him being like this, I don't think I would have been as attracted to them. This could be the intro. Look at the camera. Should.
It's not on here.
Really? That's weird. Throw it on there.
This was the first one I've heard. This song.
That I played?
I think Isaac might have shown me.
Really? Nice build here. The crescendo. I think there's a little saxophone. No, maybe not. No, guitar. This was a car crash he saw when he was a little boy.
A
They
car
were
crash?
in the middle of the desert. There was a Native American Indians in a car crash, and they were scattered on the highway. His family went by, and he believed the spirit of the Indians went into him.
It's crazy. I'll stop till Isaac gets here. We're rolling.
So you're just gonna take a lot of stuff and edit it, right? It's just we're figuring each other out right now. This song right here. I was into the Doors, and I started buying all their albums before I knew what was on them. And I like some of their like "Hello, I Love You," "Light My Fire," and all that. And then I got this album, and I heard this song. And I was sitting in my parents' living room going, "What is this? This is Jim." Have you ever heard this?
What album?
The Soft Parade. And then listen to this. So it goes from that to this.
It sounds like Stairway. It sounded
Yeah.
like Stairway to Heaven.
And this song, I fell in love with it. It was kind of like, you know how Stairway to Heaven builds and goes, and that's like their ballad? This never made it on the radio a lot, but this to me is like their really cool kind of, is balladic a word? Balladic? Ballad-like song? Edit. Doesn't it sound like a 60s commercial or something?
I was gonna say it sounds like a commercial. Okay, would you consider Jim Morrison to be one of your like idols, or not really because he's like a psycho? You know what I'm saying? Because he like did a bunch of drugs and stuff, but you still like him.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd call him an idol. When I was young, I was super into him. When I was like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. A lot of my friends didn't like the Doors, but I was, I guess, enamored by him. I thought he was so cool, and his stuff was so weird and different. But I don't know about an idol. I think he was largely misunderstood. I think he was more a poet who wanted to kind of do that, but he also had a great voice. And what is one of your favorite Doors songs? Whenever you hear it, you're like,
Break On Through, or
yeah.
Peace Frog. I don't know. Probably Break On Through more because I like the beginning.
that
The opening.
that drum beat. I think it's like Moroccan beat or what do you call it?
What was your first memory of either a Doors, like buying a Doors album or Doors merchandise?
A very specific memory I have of buying I was still in the era of buying albums. We used to go every summer and go to my mom's house in Baltimore, Maryland, and we were on a family trip. And I don't remember which album I got. I think it was L.A. Woman. And someone took me to a record store on that trip, and I got it. And we had these cousins who were older than us. They had like hundreds of albums. They had this cool basement, all these video games and fun stuff. And they let me play it over there. I was young, and I was like, this is so cool. He had, I don't know if it was considered an original. It was the poster of Jim like
And he
this
goes
with
like
the
that.
red and white necklace on. I had that poster that was like a legit poster from someplace, but that was in my bedroom when I was young.
6th grade, I had that project for Miss Perkins on the Doors, and I didn't want them because I thought they were like not lame, but I wanted like AC/DC or something because I knew them. But I remember I swapped papers with someone because we picked out of a hat. If you want to swap papers with someone, do it. And I was like, oh, I'm not gonna. And then someone came up to me, and was like, let's swap papers. I was like, okay, whatever. And so she gave me the. It sounds funny because I probably wouldn't have gotten it if I didn't do that. Anyway.
Interesting.
But you gave me that book that you had, and I did like a project on them. But that was my first memory, and then I listened to the music after. Because I remember you be in the car and be like, "What's this band, Isaac?" Oh, if you met Jim Morrison today, what would you say to him?
Oh, that's a good question.
If he wasn't dead from drugs.
I think I'd start off saying the cliche stuff that I love your music, I love what you did, and boy, that's a really good question. I've never thought about that, like what I would say to him, because you always do that thing like I don't want to be that obnoxious celebrity person. That would be an interesting question. Thanks for the help with that. To see, I guess, the line between his sober mind and what he created, and the line between his sober mind and his altered mind.
Thinking of my answer, I think for someone like probably Billie Eilish or something, I'd probably say like thank you too, because it was a big part of my.
Oh, see, how'd I overlook that?
Thanks for making my childhood dope.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, music's a big part of everything
That's
I do.
funny you say that, and again, that you caught me off guard. That was a beautiful question, but I did spend hours playing those albums. I would just listen to his songs over and over. So you're right, I spent a freaking lot of time. I felt like I kind of knew him. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, it's interesting though when you watch his the way he's at least presented in movies and documentaries is. Jim wanted to be serious and a poet, be taken seriously, and he became a sex symbol. He was like all the young females who went to concerts just were in love with him. And it was this weird thing. I think at some point he probably liked that a little bit, but then he sort of thumbed his nose at that because he was like, I think he felt like a pop star, and I don't think that's at all what he wanted. Do you like his voice?
I do. I always forget, he doesn't look 27 in the pictures of him. He looks like he's in his 40s, but he died like he was 27, right? He's in the 27 club.
This was another song. The first time I heard it, it impacted my mood.
Do you have a girlfriend or anything?
Pam. Yeah, and there was controversy when he died. She got a lot of the estate, and then she died soon thereafter, I think.
From drugs?
I think so.
This part's always stuck in my head.
Where it speeds up.
When it goes wrong. He's on his phone. That's a wrap. What does that mean?
He called himself the Lizard King. It was like a
Like Satan.
fascination, with the desert. This is the more obscure stuff. Do you know what they did on the Ed Sullivan Show?
Oh
They
yeah, the higher.
said the band wanted to do it, and Ray, at least how they show it in the movie, he's like, you know, come on, Jim, it's just a single word. This is a big show, blah blah blah. And Jim looks at him on, at least in the movie, he said, "Oh, how about we just change your name? It's just a name. What's the big deal?"
Would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire.
And he did that in the like 60s on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Did he get in trouble or not?
They never got asked to come on again.
I've heard this.
Have you?
I don't know what it's called. Wait.
I used to play this for you guys, right?
Yeah.